Hell, Jim, yeah. Get ready, because this episode is going to be chroma lit. It's going to be kinda tight. You better piling your car and drive over to the factory, because we're going to be here all Kara night. Elmarine. I couldn't think of anything that goes with Elmarine. But yeah, we're here. We are ready to rock and roll with another wonderful day in the Cube Factory here in 64. We are at the next stage of progression here. And we are just trying to figure out kind of how to move forward here. I've just been kind of converting some resources, keeping things moving. But we're kind of still at a stopping point here with relation to our newest resource. Last time around, we got the achievement Holy Concrete. We found something called Celestial Foam when we dug underneath this pump here at 17,000 meters. However, it didn't seem like it was staying in our inventory for long. We saw it pop up once or twice. You basically had one of it or zero of it, and it would immediately disappear. I'm trying to figure out exactly how that works as we now move into the next stage. I have some theories. You guys did as well, I believe. Somebody thought that if you hit a critical mass of chromolit, that might trigger your ability to hold onto it, and you just have to kind of mass up these holding containers. That might be possible, but one thing that I noticed when I looked back at the recording was that all of my resources were going up, except for one, and that's the hell gems. We had, like, nearly 1 million hell gems. We had like 800,000 hell gems or something like that when we got to the Celestial Foam. And extremely rapidly, we started decreasing on our hell gem count whenever we dug up Celestial Foam. So my interpretation of that is that the hell gems are like reacting, fusing with the Celestial Foam. Anybody that's familiar with like Dungeons & Dragons or a lot of different types of lore, that you'll know Celestial is like angelic or divine, and of course Hell Gem would be like the profane opposite. So maybe they're reacting as opposites. Either way, it seemed like whenever I have Hell Gems and Celestial Foam, that it was like spawning chromolit, and then the chromolit would then fission down and start massing out a large amount of the other four resources. That's why I was just swimming in red beta piling, as well as just resources across the board. So yeah, I believe what is going to happen is the more I dig at this sub 17k, the more we dig at this Celestial Foam tier, the less hell gems we're going to have. So that's my interpretation of it. And trying to get ahead of that, I'm realizing that one thing that kind of backs up that conclusion is all of these late super next tier upgrades don't actually require hell gems, or not very much of it. They'll require like 60 here and there, but they won't require like thousands. You know, our silo requires 400. The upgraded silo requires 64, and that's not just because of 20 of them. It's because I think it's because they don't expect you to have a lot of it when you're currently at this tier. Maybe we'll get more back later. Maybe we'll get past the Celestial Foam. We'll have more hell gems. But as it stands, one thing that I'm kind of worried about is that the rather overpowered combo we had with the the hell gem destabilizer, the hell gem injector, and the capacitor might no longer function, because while it does put a hell gem into the system, it extracts it back out, and then if it's sitting in your inventory, it just gets deleted by the foam. So we look at like the next few big upgrades here. For example, this one, Hollow Rock Research Site, is going to require 16,000 foam and nothing related to hell gems. So it seems like we're just kind of turning over the hell gems, putting those on hold. Maybe we'll get them back later. But for right now, one thing I'm realizing is we don't have another channel right now. We have the extracting channel and the excavating channel that relies on hell gems, and we don't have any other kind of way of digging right now. So I want to actually drop, before I run out of hell gems, I want to drop a few of these down. I've got plenty of resources to fall back on, so I think that's going to be totally viable as I can just continue these conversions. And yeah, there's been a patch. There's been a few little updates here and there. One thing that's interesting is you get another one off. Oh, we get a scroll wheel. Okay, I'm not sure if I had that before, but I'm glad I have it right now. And we had this. Apparently, this is a pretty early game building that if you do a new playthrough, you'll be able to get to. Basically, makes it so that you don't have to clicky click. I do like a double tap with 2 fingers on my mouse button and just going back and forth between the two. But this would allow you to just kind of hold it down and be like, okay, well, I'm just going to crush it. And so far, seems kind of nice. It depends obviously on your destabilization, how effective this is. I'm curious like what its clicks per minute is. It doesn't want to be like an auto clicker, but oh, and also you can refill with this, because that'd be cool. If you could just kind of like mouse over all your buildings and refill them all, that'd be cool. I guess we can test that here. Nice, you really can. That's sick. That's really cool. So yeah, you could just kind of, when you know things are out of, I was gonna say ammo, but resources, and they need to be refreshed, you can just kind of swing your mouse over the base. And another really, really nice quality of life upgrade is, we can zoom out now. Look at that. That's amazing. So we're really into that. That's going to be super helpful as time goes by, and things get a little bit bigger, messier. You know, also zoom in if you really want to, but not for right now. So, game plan is we're going to be trying to get rid of all our hell gems to get this celestial foam and start getting these new materials. But first things first, I'm going to zoom out a bit more as we start migrating a little bit. We want to drop down these channels, not necessarily use them right now, just get them down on the ground so that, because whenever I sell the old channels, for example, if I sell this, it, you know, the hell gems pop in my inventory and then immediately disappear if I'm mining this foam. So we're going to go over to the rock, which we know we need to be nearby for this Hollow Rock research site. And what we need to do is, yeah, kind of just plan our stage 2 of the factory. You know, this was our starter base down south. Nice that we could kind of scroll pretty quickly between the two, but we're here, and I want to go ahead and just drop a few channels while I have the materials for it. Okay, that starts with the extracting channel, and we'll put that here. Yeah, just make sure it has enough space for itself. And one of those. And then double checking, I guess I can check my little document thing for spreadsheet number 2, how far away these things need to be. So yeah, I thought it was 6 blocks. It is indeed. So if we just go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, we can get this one online. Then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This one online too. And I'm wondering how many of these we can actually afford with current level black. It looks like 2 million. That's going to be our last bit. Do we spend our last 2 million? I mean, again, we might not get another way of getting channels to expand our resource production for a long time. So I don't know when we get the 3rd tier of channel, but I'm not going to have hell gems. I'm not going to be able to get new ones. So I think we start with that. I guess we might as well propel them in the right direction a little bit if we can just get them the basics. Again, I just did get rid of all the Karenite, so I'm not looking too hot there, but if we could just real quick get at least a few basics down, that would be nice. So we give them like their auxiliary pumps, upgrade those to pump stations, which do seem to now scale. Before they didn't seem to, as far as I could tell, but we can try it right now. 18k and up. Yeah, so that was apparently a mistake on the dev's part, I guess, but that there was 0% scaling on pump stations as you purchase them. They were always like 8,000. Now they accumulate the cost a bit, and that's totally reasonable, I'd say. Then we got oh, that's interesting. I was thinking hell gem destabilizers are actually going to be really important to get down early too, because 100 is kind of in the range that they were showing that you might be able to have. Maybe you get to keep a few, like less than 1,000 hell gems or something like that. I don't really know, but I want to get some destabilizers down just to be able to actually break hell gems once we get to that stage. So we'll make sure we get a few of those down. Based on how this might kind of pan out. So technically I'm supposed to put these on the opposite side to mirror it. If I still have the opportunity to do so, I will do that. It looks like I do. So real quick, going back to, I like that they're all kind of reorganized, all the buildings, but we'll go ahead and drop these, upgrade them, lose a little bit of resources, not much. And oops, that is a mistake. But I have this hold down button, so it's not too bad to break through them as I need to. Let's get a destabilizer down. So interesting. Okay. So yes, we will want to go right into, I was going to get the fans and stuff down, but let's go ahead and make sure we get the Destabilizers going first and foremost. So where's that going to be? If we look at bottom left on my little map, which is definitely obsolete if we can't do the Hell Gem injector stuff, but you know, we can build around it. I think the general premise is still the same. Then we can go ahead and put a destabilizer here. That's not the right spot at all. All right, we'll zoom in a bit here. If I can remember it's like a scroll wheel bind, but that's fine. Whatever works. Okay, we'll want it. So if we hold Alt, it'll say this is this thing, this is this thing. So we want it right here. There we go. Upgrade that one. We'll do one here as well. How much does it cost? We can get a few of these. Cool. So we'll do the next one. Double checking. Yeah, the isometric is still messing with me a bit. And also, we can probably, with the current cost, we can probably afford to put one on the opposite side too, because we're not getting the refinery things for a while. But let's go ahead and just stick with this for the moment, and then we'll come back to that idea. Very quiet without all the mining operations going on, but we'll be back to that side of things very shortly here. Yeah, basically I did want to go back and reactivate my 17k pump if I'm about to lose all my Hell Gems and kind of need to get that situated. So this is looking good on the outside. Oh, we really want destabilizers in the mid here. This is actually kind of the most important part for the Hell Gem destabilizers for what I can see. So we'll definitely get those online as well. And then a little bit of destabilization. Same thing. Go in the center here and then going outside. So go here and here and here and here. And that'll cover the core parts. There's like a few on the outside that I can definitely do like the outer ring of, but all I really need to do is get through the Hell Gem phase, and then everything else can be figured out later. Like I actually don't need Hell Gem destabilizers after you get past whatever, like 10k meters or whatever, 10 kilometers, because you will, yeah, at that point you won't have any Hell Gems to be mining. So we'll go ahead, we'll feed this stuff a bit. That's how it goes. Get upgrades for these guys here. And then each node needs to have at least one Hell Gem destabilizer. So we'll start with that here. Oh gosh, we need more black resources. I actually think it's worth it to zoom out, go all the way back down, and start selling some Hell Gem destabilizers. Because if these nodes get stuck on greens that they can't crack, that's going to be really unfortunate. So I'm going to go ahead, get rid of some of the stuff here. There's the injector. Boom, boom, boom. This is another Hell Gem, I believe. No, it's industrial. Alrighty, we'll do this. We'll do this. We're not actually getting Hell Gems unless we're injecting them, so then that's not. So it seems like it's not going to be a viable option in the near future. I'm going to keep these rolling. Siloed up. Just double checking. Cool. Doing good on blue. Pretty low on yellow. Actually added a few of these converter things. There's also a foam converter upgrade. If we get to that tier, which we should in the near future. What is this, like a little fingernail clipper? What is this supposed to think? Granitite oscillator. Weird. Weird design. Oh, the whole place is a little funky. That's cool. Alright, so we sold a bunch of Hell Gem stabilizers. Should be a lot cheaper to get those upgrades out. So let's go back up here. Because it's 100% recycling. I think I'm going the wrong way. How far can I zoom out? There we are. Because it's 100% recycling, we don't actually lose anything on that. As long as it's the third tier, the actual like third tier that we're getting into. So we have a Hell Gem destabilizer. Oh, these are powered by Hell Gems too, so that's a little awkward. But I should have the small amounts. I just need to deal with the ones that require big amounts of stuff. This is a regular destabilizer. We want to upgrade it. Same with you. And then this will be Hell Gem. This will be Hell Gem. And this will be Hell Gem. And I think that'll cover it. Like, I could Hell Gem destabilize everything, but realistically, I just need to get through the tier. I'm not, like, going to be mining Hell Gem for that large of amount of time. I might be completely wrong on that. I feel like maybe the couple in the middle could be good. Or just one in the middle. 419. Now I'm out of the yellow. It seems like when my yellows pop, I'll be able to make one more. And then I still need to make like at least a few basic resonators up here, and then we can walk away. Okay, there we are. So yeah, I'm pretty happy with that. I don't want to burn my last million black Karenite on this, so we're just going to stick with this as is, fuel these up, maybe put a silo or two down, and be happy with that. Because we can, at the very least, we have what we need to get through what I presume to be the harder part of the next expansion, so to speak. So yeah, we'll get some coolers down now. So this is, because it's a Hell Gem destabilizer, actually does not help us break through these. It won't be much faster than it already is, but that's okay. I remember we had a lot of good action over here. If we put like a silo down this way, we could do that. Or we could just stick with what we have. Yeah. Where did I put, did that pump? Man, it's so hard to see some of this stuff sometimes. That is not where I meant to put the fan, but it's not necessarily a bad thing either. So we'll just leave it as is right now. Put one here. It's not worth upgrading, I don't think. But we'll do the... Let's just do it all. Instead of jumping up and down this shopping list, we'll go ahead and just do this all at the same time. So... Hard enough as it is, guys. Why do we gotta get the blocks involved? There we go. There's an extra click after the hold down, I guess. No big deal. So yeah, we'll bring these in. And I can't even tell if I did it right, if it's on the right side. It's not, but whatever. Again, it all works out. I'm not really worried about the outside so much because it's far less efficient to put things on the outside of this whole system than it is on the inside, where it overlaps and hits so many different spots. I still will if we get to a point where we're bottlenecked on channels, but it's not my top priority for sure. But we'll cool these guys off. They'll pump. It'll be great. I guess there's no point in doing Hell Gem injectors. I mean, I might have... It might be possible to just have a few Hell Gems, it seems like, based on what we've seen. You have to have 32 at a time. I wonder if that's what this means. It says... it's... The grammar is maybe poorly written. It says it makes less of the foam annihilate. If it just says... If it meant like annihilates 512 gems instead of 64... that seems like an inefficient ratio, but it might also mean that you get to bank more Hell Gems. Slightly more. I don't know. I'm making a lot of suppositions here, so I'll have to figure it out. But we just got to get through this part real quick. So that's the fans. We want a couple silos, and then we'll just put the resonators down and let it go do its thing for a while. Industrial silo. Costs quite a bit. We'll want one... this area for everything, I think. As we... Yeah, because we'll have this here. Cool. And then we can still afford one more. Perfect. And we'll put that right here. Of course, we would love to have one in the middle here, but right now that's just not a viable option. And hopefully we get to these industrial silos pretty soon. It doesn't seem like these cost too much, unless the 64 is impossible based on the whatever happens to the with the foam. I don't know. It's just a game theory. But I'm happy with this. This is down. Let's get the resonators up and walk away. Still can afford these, even with the low Karenite count, which is kind of cool. Man, it felt like all these costs were so high, but we were getting so many more resources than we used to. That's just a very different feeling these days. But definitely want to put one here, at least one in each location to get it moving. Wow, we really are down to our last bits here. The last dregs. I think I right past it with the zoom out, and it's just hard to see now. Hard to get a good read on everything. We're fine. Well, these cost $256 each. That's probably why we're hurting on yellow so much, but we'll get there. We'll be just fine. And then we'll want to keep these rolling so they're always pumping. Always getting us some good stuff. Oops, I just hit something and now it's very zoomed in, which is fine, I suppose. Because we're working here. Alright, just missing a couple here on the sides. Looks like just about everything's rocking and rolling. We'll chill on this since we're running low on Karenite. And with this next explosion, that will be the last little fix we'll need to do for our stuff up here. Good old canatite, minotite, whatever you want to call it. Simpler times these days. So it's going to be cheaper cost-wise to upgrade these. Yeah, we'll upgrade these as long as we have the chromolit for it. Yeah, it doesn't even cost that much of anything per se, but we need the black to process through the beta pylene oxidizers, and then we'll be well on our way. Actually, it's unfortunate. I want to do the capacitor thingy, but one, we don't have hell gem injectors set up and we can't really afford them. And two, if they ever get locked, I'm not going to be around to really fix them. So I think it's an upgrade here. This will make sure that it lowers the cost of our other resonators. But none of this actually costs that much. Now that we had a good pop of all the reds that we had in progress, we're doing great. So we'll just do that. Is this where it is? I can't even see it. It's should be here. Cool. Yeah, it's just the chromolit that's the bottleneck there, which is fine. This should be a silo, and then next to the silo should be this. Cool. Alrighty. That is working. I don't know. I am at chromolit level on some of them, I believe, so it should go up here kind of slowly. Do we want to stick around for one of the 183s just to make sure this is underway? Hang out with Spooky Rock, or I guess this is the Hollow Rock? I thought it was Hallowed Rock, which would make sense. A hallowed rock, like a purified one, would be nice to slip with phone. The thing seems too spooky to help the foam process. Maybe it's helping the hell gems. I don't know. And we're already into the red here. All right, back over here. How we doing? Resonator number 2. That's all we needed. That's up and running, and no, we're not going to stick around for anything else. That's exactly what we wanted. We're good. 3 of these will be running at a very good pace, digging down deeper and deeper, and hopefully getting some good processing going on. Anyways, thanks for bearing with me while we kind of took the little detour of securing our future in case our hill gems all disappear like they literally were last night. And yeah, we'll go from there. So I previously destroyed this pump station. We're gonna go ahead and put that back up, and then we should be hearing one of the most uncomfortable sounds I have ever heard in this game. Yeah, I gotta say, I think they very intentionally wanted to make it uncomfortable, and they succeeded. It's a very uncomfortable sound to hear the green and the white. Ugh. Like, I was wincing when this started coming out. I felt like my factory was tearing itself apart. It really, yeah, it gets you every time, right? Like, if that, I believe that was their intention, that it's not a very comfortable sound, and they did a great job with that. Hopefully we don't have to hear it a lot more after we get through this next 150,000 hell gems. But as we were saying, it's crunching it down every time one of these blocks breaks, it feels like. I guess I can help it out. Hold it. What do you think, guys? Should we turn the sound down? Or should we just... It's you can control your own volume. It's your choice. We're going for it. We're going to get this refinery pumping. And we're going to experience the uncomfortable sounds for ourselves. Just power through it. So we got the capacitor here. Hell, we got rid of the hell gem destabilizers, right? So we're actually making it hard on ourselves if we don't have those? Yeah, that's a mistake. But I don't really know what I could do right now. Okay, I have enough for one, okay. So we'll do an upgrade for the hell gem destabilizer. Crush it, so... Yeah, now we're crushing, okay. And really should go right here, right? We better make a decision quick before we run out of hell gems. Yeah, put it here. Alright. The trick is, though, the injector's only right here, so it's really only going to be these two that get popped. And it's only one of those two that's going to be affected by a single destabilizer. Can't hit both of them as we're currently laid out to work with. Alright. Yep, that's going to keep happening. 60,000. It's going down. Seems like you can only run one of the two types at a time. So if we want hell gems, we'll have to turn off our celestial foam pump. And if we want celestial foam, we'll have to... We don't have to turn down the hell gem pump, as it seems to do just fine at annihilating them. Because those are not really replenishing as actively. They're only at a certain, very specific tier. We'll see how it goes. Yeah, sometimes this one doesn't work, so I guess we just hold down on this. That's the most efficient way to do this. Alright, here we go. Last 4,000. Sharps and Veen, what have you gotten us into? Celestial Foam is online. Alrighty. So, yeah. We've got some hell gems, but not many. And it's enough to keep this stuff... I was actually worried that this stuff... each of these is fueled by one hell gem at a time. I was worried that these would start expiring. It's like your freezer loses power. You have a certain amount of time before nothing in there is good anymore. Yeah. I'm right there with you. I assume we are charps in this case, but technically it's not defined. I wish I had known that earlier. I wish they had just clarified that, but I guess there's the discovery aspect. because it was not clear to me until I looked back and saw what happened with the resource explosions. Take another look at the rock in the north. 16,000 foam. That's gonna be a while. All right, so Hell Gem injector, good or bad? I guess we still have Hell Gems to inject, so it's not contrary to what I thought before, where I think thought we were leaving the Hell Gem injection phase. We actually are gonna still rely on it quite heavily, I would say. If we have any green harvesting at all. That's the trick, though. Like, these guys are in Hell Gem. Maybe they're not. How are my Hell Gems going up? Is, I guess, a good question. Because I don't think my other factory is there already, right? It is. Okay. So we're already harvesting Hell Gems up here, which is allowing the injections to continue occurring. So what level is this pump at? It's at 1,300. So if it's like between 1,000 and I think it was like 6,200 or 7,200 or something like that, in that 6,000 range, if you can reset pumps and keep on Hell Gem mining, then you can still use your destabilizers, but you can't bank them is the issue. You can't bank them, and you apparently can't hold 64. There was one that required specifically 64. Let me see if that ever lights up. I imagine there's no time to click it, regardless of if it does, but... Hell Gem oscillator. Oh, shoot. I didn't see that. Oh, turn the pump off. Shut it down. Upgrade to increase the oscillation. So it's basically the hold down to click frequency gets upgraded per. I didn't know that existed, so we're gonna go ahead. Then we would lose all our foam, right? Does foam get destroyed? Yeah, foam gets destroyed in the process. So I'm gonna lose 2,400 foam that I would have otherwise had, which is not ideal, considering I don't know how deep this layer is, but I do want to get this upgrade before we can't anymore. Or I could wait until this thing says makes celestial foam annihilate 512 Hell Gems instead of 64. Yeah, I'm just gonna remove the width from the sentence, and I think it makes sense. And in that context, yeah, I just need to get 16,000 foam. But I actually am not allowed to mine the Hell Gems up top now, because they're hurting my foam count. What the? That's weird. I mean, overall my numbers go up, and my foam seems to be going up much more frequently. It doesn't actually seem to be going down that fast at all. Wait, there's 2435. How much does it go down by? Does it go down by 64? 2435. 2435. It's one foam per. So one foam costs 64 Hell Gems, or later it'll cost 512. So our foam is going to be fine. We just put the pump back up, and that's fine. But it means that, yeah, it would take so long to wait for this foam to decrement to the point that I could actually afford the oscillator. That would be crazy. So we missed one, but I'm glad that we used our green properly for the other stuff. And yeah, just get that back online. Pump it up. Here we are. And one of them. And all the way up to pump station. Which luckily does not require any green at all. A lot of these actually don't. It's very specific machines required green. And then all these new ones require like a very specific amount of green. So I guess my next goal is to... I can still do some silo action for sure if I want to. That doesn't cost too much. The decay reactor doesn't cost any, but it costs 1 million foam, which is not happening anytime soon. But the main thing is going to be, yeah, I can still buy all this stuff. The stuff that I can't really purchase is Hell Gem injectors, Hell Gem destabilizers. There's a lot more foam per block here as well, so that adds up. Yeah, I kind of wish I hadn't sold all my injectors now, because I could have had a better flow going on right now, but it'll be okay. So this is the only block where destabilizers and injectors are hanging out. So one block will go super fast, the others will barely move at all. Because of the capacitor. Interesting. I think I should probably upgrade this resonator then, if I can, and I believe I can. So to make it a resonator 2, now I can keep on chunking through all but the bottom right block, which is a hell gem block. Could still try for that one, but it's not likely to succeed. So yeah, we'll go that route. I think that's a good idea. Fill it up. Are any of these other ones close to 17? This one is 14. This one is 15. This one is 13. So they're all actually pretty close to increasing our foam production a lot. And then, yeah, the hell gems won't stand a chance at that point. Not that they stand a chance now. Yeah, they're basically auto-delete whenever they hit 64. That's what I'm seeing. Interesting situation. Well, the cool thing is if I upgrade this one, it'll affect both of them, assuming they have anything appropriate in terms of destabilization. This hell gem destabilizer helps the one that's hit by hell gem, but it doesn't actually help the others. So it's a little awkward. And that's what happens when you sell a few of your machines. Your operation slows down. That's okay. Once we get through this phase, I think everything will make a lot more sense, but I don't know. Yeah, Resonator 2. We have a lot of this chromolit as it continues to be breaking, so we might as well use it while we can. And yeah, we can't rely on the capacitor combo right now, so we'll just do the Resonator 2, which is totally valid, I think. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. We'll fix that real quick. There we go. Yeah, capacitor is great when there's a hell gem injector. And I was worried about the order of operations there, where the hell gem injector would come second. Because it says it hits the block as it appears, but now there's time for the injection to occur, and then it immediately breaks it. So, great combo, but if you can't reliably have a hell gem injector and destabilizer at each location, then the second one is going to be better. Because it still breaks it extremely fast, just not instantly. But it's still reliable for the other blocks. I have so much quantitite, or chromolit. Maybe we can hang on to a bit more right now. Yeah, another containment vessel. Costs a lot, and we'll be outside the range of the silos, but we'll go with it. Fill it up. Can we get another silo? Imagine we don't have the hell gems for it right now. We can get the new industrial silo in a bit. Let's focus on this first. Yeah. It's weird. The weirdest thing about this game is there are so many little sounds that kind of fall into the background as you get more used to them. You'd think that the hell gem destruction would be bothering you, and maybe one aspect of it is it's just less hell gems. It's not breaking by the thousands, which is super uncomfortable. But yeah, you kind of get used to the sound of the flow. I don't know if it like diffuses the sound effects as more come in so that it doesn't just continue to grow and grow into cacophony, but it's a kind of nice little rhythm to the background now rather than a grating destruction of my psyche. Decaying cubes. Taking a look at the rock. Yeah, I won't get used to your names, but you guys can. Yeah, so much chromalite. I feel like I should take advantage of it. But this stuff is kind of expensive right now. The yellow pops. Yeah, blue is kind of fine. But black and yellow need as much help as they can get. And that's where this better converter will come into play as well. Where is it? Catalytic preheater. Crush 256. Okay, I got 16,000 foam pretty quick. Liking that. Why does this always like stop every once in a while? I feel like I want to just throw a resonator, a baby resonator right next to it. Can I do that? And get an upgraded one too. If that's what I want. Yeah, for right now, obviously this isn't part of the whole like master plan, but for right now I think it'd be great if we could get entropy resonator 2 right here. And that way this is always pumping. And if you have one block going nonstop, at least you're always making some progress. But anyways, yeah, cost-wise, what do we need to save up to get this Hollow Rock research site now? We have the 16,000 foam, surprisingly. We have red, we have black. It's going to be yellow that we need the most of. So we're already working on that, but we can definitely work on it a bit more. VATs are too expensive, but it's going to be okay. So is that all this big spooky rock does? I feel like there's more to it than that. It wouldn't make a whole big spooky rock that you're like wondering about for the first 3 hours of the game, or 5 hours, or depends on you really, but I just don't see them making that to be what it was, without just to be a one-time conversion adjustment. Annihilate, I guess, is like the verb for this. That's what it's doing. It's annihilating the hell gems and the celestial foam at a reduced rate. So I wonder if you could just like zoom out a ton and then just kind of wave over the general base, and because your cursor is so much bigger, you're free filling all your machines no problem without even looking at them. It's kind of convenient if that's the case. Does look like we're missing some stuff up top, so we can go take a look at that real quick. The hell gems are certainly aren't hurting anything. I hate the radioactive sound though. I think that's the fission. I have 5,300 chromalite. Of course it's having issues maintaining that. Almost makes it feel like the containment VATs aren't really doing anything, because there's a few that are safe and have 0% chance of fission, but there's so many that are just in flux right now because of all the hell gems that I'm still mining. Okay, well, now we're getting some distance there. And we're still looking for, well, just 16k red, actually, and then we'll be good. Right now I have these kind of set to auto-fill, but soon enough, we'll be where we need to be on that side. I was thinking in real-time strategy, I was like, how long do you think this is going to take to build? It's like, oh yeah, it's a pretty big deal. It probably takes like 2-minute build time. It's like, no, that's not how this game works. Alright, we just go over here and we just drop it on Mr. Hollow Rock. North. Same sound now. Alright. I wonder if I get the same amount of chromalite or less now. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. This is not just a random, I'm going to build a one-time building on top of this thing. There's more to it than that. It changed something. I mean, you changed a number. Obviously, it makes a difference, but like I'm being able to hold the Demonite or Hell Gems or whatever, but I wonder. I bet there's an upgrade to this one. You changed the rules of the universe with like another special machine later on, and then the third time you break into another dimension or some shit. I don't know. All right, back to the factory. What are we doing? Okay, we can basically afford anything we want. I'm kind of trying to figure out what that is. Also, timing. 524,000 reds is actually a lot of red. That adds up quite a bit. All right, so yeah, let's look at our new stuff. Oh, we kind of hang out over here. Make sure that we're getting good resources in. Irradiate celestial foam with a chromalit, converting the foam into chromoliths, which are a great source of hell gems. Okay. Okay, so whenever the chromoliths decay, they also generate hell gems. So it's not just mining it naturally. The reaction between hell gems and celestial foam creates some byproduct hell gems. Not enough to perpetuate, but, you know, a percentage refund, a little rebate there. All right. Okay, so irradiated celestial foam with a chromalit. Need 65,000 of this. Oh, it's a chroma. It's another converter machine, but it's so expensive. I didn't think it was. Okay. Yeah, so these are awesome. Ah! I destroyed the universe. What just happened? What? That was not a cube. My entire screen was yellow. What? What? Why would that... I don't understand what's happening anymore. I'm just gonna click some cubes. I give up. I had like this whole idea of how the lore system works and all this stuff. But there's really no knowing at this point. Upgrade some entropy resonators. Resonate some entropy. There's a one-time purchase as well. Which one was that? Down at the bottom here. Oh, first of all, that guy. Upgrading. Now my clicks are stronger. Oh, another one. Don't mind if I do. Alright, so very strong clicks now. I can just... Oh my goodness, I like that. That's the Hell Gem one, but everything else should be pretty easy. Anything with like a destabilizer in particular would be very useful to have. And anything next to refinery, we'll keep that in mind as well. Ooh, now we can afford the refinery proper. Because we can hold over 64 hell gems, yay. Very interesting indeed. Ah, it's happening again. Why? Yeah, everything's slow motion. What have we done? Everything's broken. If I time-lapse it, it'll look at normal speed. Okay, is there something triggering this, or is it just like a scripted event kind of thing? It's like trying to express that the system is unstable. Should throw some like gibberish text into their messages or something. I don't know. I guess all we can do is keep on keeping on. Oh, I can actually get enough hell gems for the destabilizers? Maybe I can put another destab down then. Stop with the stop it. Cubes. $945,000. Yeah, nope, that's not what I want. I want these. And I could upgrade these silos as well, because we definitely want to keep pumping the red to black more than anything. So maybe get one of these. It's 524, it's a lot. Soon enough, that probably won't seem like that much black, but right now it does. Do we want this? I guess it's kind of implying that they know that you're not going to be able to hold on to it. If you just do 3 rows here, that'll be fine. Ah, that was the hat. That was Spooky Rock. It was like I was clicking on Spooky Rock. Yeah, I don't think they're happy that I'm research citing it. Is there a progress bar on this thing? No. Can I sell it? No, it's permanent. Oh. Ah, there's stuff on the floor. What is this? Can of 2 dishes. I got a hollow stone. I got 2 hollow stone. Oh, it doesn't feel that hard because I have the super clicker, but... Okay, so they spawn next to the research site whenever the yellow flashes. I think there were 3 flashes. Hell Vault insulates 1,024 hell gems from the environment. Okay, that's what we need. That is actually gonna help a lot. And it's required this in the first place, so naturally. So that means I can have up to like 1,500, presumably? And I do need a lot. I need 1 million red. I need a lot of everything. Okay, 4. Yeah, I have 4 now. I'm gonna try tapping next time to actually see if it's that difficult to click or not, but probably not. Oh, holding down on this doesn't make the beep sound 100 times, which would be nice, but... yeah, we're just gonna continue to chewing through. This is mostly setting up for the future. This is not really meant to do that much by itself, but I fear I might have over-invested into this. It won't matter once I get the Hell Vault, and I can actually just start dropping the... restoring my original setup, but I do want to get the Hell Gem injectors back online. I was afraid they were worthless. I thought at this stage we wouldn't have any Hell Gems, it'd just be sitting at 0. Because they immediately get crushed by the foam. And they do, but not in the same way. Not to the point where the injectors don't work. Alright, I mean, it's weird, because, like, everything seems kind of random and thrown at you, hodgepodge, but everything has an actual reason for it. Like, now I know that giant yellow flashing light and creepy cursed stone popping up in the middle of the screen actually has a meaning. Alright, I was looking at a Hell Gem destabilizer. A bit expensive. And we'll have to keep this going in order to make that work. I wonder what the fuel is for the upgraded silo. If it's actually worth getting right now, or if we just want to keep on working with what we have. Remember, we need a lot of yellow for... There's another one. Not my favorite, but... Okay, so we put in 8,000 foam and 1 chromolit, and we're going to get a bunch of chromolit out. I wonder if it's like just going to be this big spike of fission happening at that moment. So what is my goal? Do I want to work on the Hell Vault? Let's see how much our injectors cost, because we do want to get those back. To improve mining. Celestial Reactor, I didn't even see that. Supports controllable fusion of chromoliths and celestial foam to produce beta pilene. Okay, so what's... I thought this was the foam converter. This is foam to chromoliths, and this is chromoliths and foam to beta pilene. So it's just a red generator. But probably at pretty hyper efficient rates, I would assume. It can't... It has to be spread out, though. You can't just mass them. This doesn't increase the yield, right? Just the speed? Yeah, so it's still going to be requiring the same raw material, the same input and output, just a different rate. And what the heck? I got so many new buildings suddenly because of these demon gems or hollow stones, whatever. Teleports the next existing waypoint. Usually, my understanding of waypoints is like Warcraft 3. You enter a waypoint and teleports you somewhere else. This teleports a waypoint to you. What does that mean? Produces void when hell gems annihilate with celestial foam. Requires a hollow stone to operate. A hollow stone. So there's more than one of these spooky curse stones. And it operates... I guess you put the annihilator on this, and then it gives you another resource. When the fusion between Celestial and Hell happens, then you get a Void resource, and that will unlock the next tier. But that, I'm assuming, is going to be really expensive. What, 8 million? Why did I even bother putting 256 red? I feel like they just wanted to be included. You need 8 million of this, 500,000 of that, and 200 of that. Just like, okay, sure, guy. Yeah. We out here. All right, our catalytic refinery reset because we forgot to refill our silos. So top priority is Hell Gem Destabilizer because that'll give us the most foam. Is that what we need though? We have foam. All right, yeah, let's just look at resources for a second and think like, what is our actual focus right now? Because there's a lot of little quality of life improvements, there's a lot of yield improvements, but what... Yeah, I think foam is important if we get the reactors, right? That'll probably help us jumpstart whatever's happening over here. So, we'll keep the yellow pumping from the... Thank you. I think I can just leave those on the floor for a bit. I don't need to rush over there and pick them up. It does give more incentive to check in with the factory on that side of things, but... Let's see. Radiator, reactor. Am I close to any of this stuff? If I would stop burning red, then I could get a celestial reactor, and I think that will help me a lot to get a lot of red. If I can have 4096 chromolit, which currently is not the case. I think it'll whenever this radiator pops, it brings a lot of chromolit. So if I time it, then I can probably, before the fission occurs, I can buy the reactor. Alright, I kind of do want a silo in this general area. This one seems... Okay, it's got the Hell Gem injector attached to it. Yeah, it's going to keep going. Keep showing up. Let's see what it requires. It requires 1024, 816. Which I don't think is that bad considering it does work for 64 of them. In some ways, I kind of want just like a bunch of catalytic refineries surrounding one hyperstone. If we can keep it going anyways. Alright, we have just enough for the stuff. So we're gonna go back to kind of the old build. Destabilizer, industrial destabilizer, and then the hull gem destabilizer before the stuff pops. Too late. Wait for it to fill again. Taking its sweet time. There we go. Alright, so now we got destabilizer here and here. That's only hitting one guy. What about... I thought I was trying to hit this. There's a silo here. There's destabilizer here. So... maybe it's this destabilizer that's not supposed to be here. I think I messed up this column. Because this guy... I mean, he doubles the effective destabilization here, which is cool, but... also doesn't really matter. At least it speeds up this guy, which is at 15,000. Will be foam tier soon. We're already getting foam on this side of things, so yeah, we're building. More destabilization is never a bad thing. And we're put in a very interesting position here. We're collecting a bit of red. Oh, all our red's gone now. Never mind. Did we really burn through it that fast? It's kind of crazy. We get another radiator. Potentially. We want to kind of save... we can spend up to 200,000 Karenite, but otherwise we want to save for this reactor. I think it's a big deal. It's going to give us a lot of red, I bet. Just based on where it fits into the kind of the overall design, I bet this can be hyper efficient. And we're basically to the waypoint thing, but I think I need to get this Annihilator up as soon as I can. I think that's my main goal, is find a way to get to Annihilator and the General Decay Reactor. Those two are very important. Annihilator doesn't actually require any foam. It actually requires Hell Gems. So we turn off the pump, we mine the Hell Gems. Wait a sec, but we have 120... we have to spend all of our foam on something, then stop the foam production right away. That's interesting. That's actually really hard to... unless... oh, no, they just want us to vault twice. They just want us to Hell Vault. You could do my route, but it's much easier just to double Hell Vault. You need probably like 2.5 million red or something like that, which will cost quite a bit. And then there's the time gate of this hollow stone stuff. I wonder how valued this is. I don't need the foam for the most part, so I actually feel like it's a very interesting effect. I feel like if I put this just in the stack here and turned this into a catalytic preheater, that would be pretty good. So that do I have what it needs there? 524,000 on the red. Yeah, red seems to be my bottleneck right now. I need 524,000 for this. And 130k. Yep. You said it. Yeah, I unlocked so many things at once, it's kind of hard to hit it all in terms of priorities. Hell Vault. 131k. So we definitely need our yellow still popping, because Hell Vault's really important to us. But we also need to get to 1 million red. Doesn't require like anything in terms of black. We do already have the white. We have enough Celestial for either the Hell Vault. Why does the Hell Vault need Celestial, by the way? Angels give permission. It's like they're giving it a jail cell. It's like, yeah, you can... no, this... I don't want to get political, but... Hell Vault. Lives matter. Okay, so... Red is crunching. I don't want to activate these anymore. I'm going to try to stop that. It's a bad habit. So we'll chill on big purchases for a bit. I could sell some stuff to get there really fast, actually. I'm trying to think of how worthwhile that is. Let's just try to keep everything moving. Yeah, that was not hard to click at all, and I was just tapping. I don't know. That was the hardest rock of my life. Maybe the first one was supposed to be really hard, but I held it down. And all the other ones are now easier. That would have given a little bit more, tension. That's okay. Hello. $1 million red. So what's the most efficient way to get red? Mostly just don't spend it is the main thing. Everything is set up to get red. Everything here is set up to get red. I guess I might as well increase my, if it doesn't cost too much Karen, I can increase my resonator status. No, it costs a ton. Level 1 resonator, I can get quite a few of those. Why not? But I think status is supposed to go here, and then I can resonate here. But it's not next to any destabilizer, so it's not going to do anything. Yeah. The thing is, all these pieces really need other pieces to work with them in order for them to fit together and make a difference. Each by themselves doesn't do anything. You gotta find like the right little combinations. But I can do some level 1 resonator stuff. 12k is not bad, and these, obviously I do have stuff here, so let me double check my little build. Looks like I have one in between them, yep. Which makes sense to me. Hello, Spooky Rock. Wow. Yeah, we want to keep these online. We never want to let this fall apart. Should go without saying, but this is still our main source of everything. Celestial reactor, 200k away from that. And it'll produce a lot of red, and then we can get more reactors and so on. So what you actually want to do is place a silo, a celestial preheater next to each other, and then surround it with 7 of any of these 3, and 1 celestial reactor, or 6 of these, and 1 celestial reactor. So let's say that this here was a preheater, and this here was a reactor. It's still getting the full preheater bonus and keeping the reactor pumping at maximum speed, even though it's not allowed to be next to other reactors. So it can still kind of do. And I'm wondering what close proximity is. Is it like one to three blocks, or is it like a screen away? That's also a good question. We'll figure it out when we get there. Not like I'm planning on building that many of them immediately. They cost a lot. Let's see what this jump up in Chromalit does for us. Is it really necessary to just flash yellow all the time? It is weird and like disorienting, but... Alright, so this thing popped, right? I think I have a decent jump in Chromalit, but I can't really tell. 520. I think we're almost there. Nice. Alright, everything just came online with the 524k. So we definitely want red because it actually is part of that as well. So once we get our Hell Gem stuff going, we just need to fission a bit more. Yeah, so mining rate of Hell Gems doesn't matter that much. It'll slightly increase the frequency with which you get to see this number fluctuate between 1 and 500, but it's not that big a deal. This online yet? 4,000. Almost there. Or not. This guy's still not at 17. This guy's got stuck a few times or something, I'm not sure. Or maybe it's because I took the Hell Gem. It's because these are running on capacitors, not really Resonator 2s as much. Okay, never mind, I got 2 Resonator 2s. But again, it's how they combo with everything. If they're not next to a proper destabilizer, like this, if this was a regular industrial destabilizer, we would have already cleared to 17. But because it was designed to be next to a Hell Gem injector, it's really only feeding off of this one right here. Which is still fine. Again, it's a triple combo. It's just not... The Resonator 2s aren't doing that much. Okay. Are we ready? Yeah, we're going to fill this guy up. It'll give us a lot of red. That should then unlock the next thing, right? As soon as... We still need a little bit more of the black. Yeah, might as well. Supposedly this will give us a ton of red, based on what it costs for resource-wise. Reflector. Improves an adjacent celestial reactor's performance. Oh, so you can just surround it with that. Now, performance is ambiguous. Is it rate of speed, or is it yield per usage? Because that's a big difference. But it's kind of a no-brainer. You just put as many as you can around it, which I would say combining it with the preheater idea, that based on the position I just put it in, you can put what, I guess like 5 around it, and that could be pretty good. We'll see. But it seems like they're trying to set us up to have a ton of black and red to work with. I mean, really every resource, now that you think about it. If this pumps as much red as it could, then you then put your catalytic preheaters next to all the red converters and you're in business. No matter what you're mining, it actually comes down more to what you're converting and how you're converting it. Those setups can be pretty crazy. Oh, forgot my cubes. Those are important. Okay. This one already popped off. We're doing okay on red, but not that great. We need more blue. Yeah, so I really want to look into the fission reducer or fission general decay reactor. Dramatically improves chromalit. 524, 524. We're getting there, kinda. Kinda. I don't know what this means. I'm curious. I kind of want to just save for 32. But we can always sell it, right? That's always the trap. You can just always sell it. Okay, we need to keep this in mind. This is important. Okay, do we save our stuff and get the catalytic preheater? It doesn't cost that much, actually, in terms of, like, the Karenite. Really only costs the lot of red, which we're trying to get. If we could just, you know, need red to get red. So if this doesn't cost any red, and I don't make the mistake of burning any more black, then I could do this. It costs 260. What does it do? Again, we can sell it. We can sell it. We can sell it. What is it going to teleport to me? 512. If I spam this, can I fill it? I forget how much we need for our rocks. It looks like... No, that was an autofill, right? Maybe. So I don't know how much we're actually getting right now. It doesn't really tell us, but it seemed to pop too early. We might need a hell vault for this. Can we fill this up? Yeah, this guy's gonna pop, and then we're gonna fill this up, right? I have no idea. I made something that doesn't do anything. Yeah, it pops at 512. It seems like 256 sub 2, yeah. Unfortunate. So that means we can't use... Oh, well, we can sell it again. Sucks, but boom. We didn't get our rocks back. Okay, we did. I was afraid. I was afraid for a second we didn't get the rocks. That would make us sad. Yeah, we do need to start making the use of this foam. We get so much of it. Make sure this is all pumping. You can see, like, we're not babysitting our stuff well enough. We don't have enough of the 64 preheaters. Why is it sometimes it just goes crazy? The little flashes I get. It feels like something else is happening. Did the entire factory speed up? Is it like a bonus? I don't know. We did get a lot of chromalite though, so we can pop this guy on again. And that should give us enough for our preheater. By the end of that. I gotta use this scroll bar. There's no way I can scroll one piece at a time. Alright, so we will get the waypoint after we get the Hell Vault. We get the Hell Vault when we get a million red. We'll get the million red when we get the catalytic refinery. Catalytic refinery is not the thing that I mean. I'm not trying to talk about that. I'm talking about the catalytic preheater, which we now have everything we need for except for the red, which we're almost there. Continue to pump yellow. Alright, let's check out up top. We'll double check over here. Yeah, we're burning through silos fast. We need to get these silos upgraded too. And then, like I've said before, get some Hell Gem injector stuff going again. But first, just gonna zoom in on a little action here. How close can we get? Not so close where we can get. Alright, we have enough for a catalytic preheater. We're gonna go back to get it. Seems I got the Hell Gem stuff going for us too. So preheater right here, bam. Don't know what resources it requires. This house got it covered. And then we'll do this, and it will just triple speed because, well, no, not triple, like 250% at least. It's still gonna be nice. Is it increased by triple or triple? Like it says 300% max. Here it is. Each of our increases the speed boost up to 300%. So it's a 300%. It's about 250-ish% speed boost. So it's running at 3.5 times speed or more, which is great. Keep that guy going. Keep these guys fed. And we've got about to have 3 in the foam. Though obviously this foam is much more valuable than the rest of the foam. Okay, so now we shouldn't have as many red problems because this one's going to keep getting filled. Though we don't have a good silo position for it. Really, it should be over... The silo, it should be over here. But then... Yeah. So we do this, we build the silo. Do we have enough for the silo? I guess we have to do this one because we don't have the good... We don't have gems for the other silo. It's an upgrade of silos? Oh no! It's a silo upgrade. So we need 521. Oh, okay. Well, these guys don't have a silo anymore. That's my mistake. We continue to do our best. We could put this guy here. The celestial irradiator. There. And turn it on. And it's going to go fast too, which is great. And then... Desktop to recognize. Wait, do they have to be active for the preheater? Each converter increases it. Okay, so they can be off as far as I can tell. It's still providing its bonus, which is great. Now we can get the reflector up. Thank you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, at least 5. It's not going to tell you, but some amount. As soon as we get the Hell Gem, Hell Vault will be in business. And we just need red for that, so we need this to pop. And we can get more chromoliths, but I don't know if that's really going to help. 32 at a time is kind of light. Yeah, I think it's just about keeping this thing fueled the whole time. Maybe getting another one of those right here. If I can afford it. I'm not sure I can. Yeah, so let's say the radiators. How's the El Marine, Fox? Reference that 2 people will get. But I appreciate you 2 people the most. So every time this reactor goes off, I should be able to afford another reflector. Based on the red, not based on the chromium. Chromolit. Yeah, once chromolit decay reduces with the general decay reactor, I think that the containment things won't be really that important anymore. I think we'll be able to continue to accumulate chromolit beyond the maximum up to a point. Like, it'll just be a much higher threshold before it starts fissioning. And it's still useful as fission. It's still self-converting, basically. It's just not usable in its own personal state. Really wish I hadn't destroyed my... What should we call it? Silo. We could reuse some, but I'm not sure. The main thing is always keep this thing running if at all possible. So we probably want to make sure our silos are running, because our silos will be pumping more chromolit via the reactions. That's if we're extracting hell gems. I don't know. That kind of means our silos up top are actually more important, I think. But let's just keep these guys going. They know what they're doing. And we'll get there. Yeah, I think up top is actually kind of more important than I gave it credit for. Because mining hell gems, will increase our yield a bit. Because we get more reactions. Rather than just banking a bunch of solidity foam we're not actually using. Like, if we want to increase our resource counts here, we need to either convert it or we need to hell gem mine. All right, the speed on this catalytic refinery is kind of insane. How are we doing on time? 1 hour and 25 minutes. It feels like we are just about to be at a point where we can call it and be happy with the duration here. Trying to shoot for somewhere between an hour and 2 hours. Not exactly sure yet. But it's always fun to see new stuff if we're on the cusp of it. The biggest thing is I need that big ol' hell vault. Let's see the prereqs. We just need to get so much more foam. It's not even funny. The foam is the main thing. And we are kind of burning a lot of foam, I feel like. Oh, wow, we are just irradiating the crap out of our foam. That's why we're lacking. It does give us chromolit, but yeah, we're not getting other stuff, which is kind of important. So because Hellvault is our most important thing, we're just going to stop on the irradiation. We can still do the reactor whenever it's appropriate, but yeah. It's costing more each time? No way. It must have just been 32k before. Nah, either way, that costs a lot. It's giving us a ton of red, but at what cost? 32,000 foam? I mean, how much do we need for this? We need 130. I mean, that's like... I ran this 3 times. That's enough for all that foam. We got to keep this stuff running, and we got to stop using those converters. I thought that they were really high value, and I'm sure they are when you get all the little plates up, but in the meantime, it's kind of distracting us from our actual goal. So yeah, I think the game plan is we'll get a Hell Vault, we'll restore a few of our Hell Gem based items, and then I can get an injector. I like that. Where do I want to put that? Let's decide where that can be used. For some reason I thought this cost more Hell Gems than it actually does. So if we look here, we don't have any of the old destabilizers there, but we still have one over here. Looking at our map, we could go for... We have one here. We have no destabilizers. This just happens sometimes. It happens to everybody. Like, that's a part of the life and the universe I have. I don't know. What am I supposed to do with that? We just... Sometimes... You walk on the city streets, grab a cup of coffee, little earthquake here, lightning strikes the car next to you. It's just like, after that happens like 7 times, you kind of be like, okay, that's my commute. That's what happens. And things you see on the New York subway or whatever, like, I don't know. Alright, if we wanted to inject, which we do. Don't do drugs, kids. Don't do hell gems. We want to put one here, right? Third next to the... Okay, there's a silo here. We put a destabilizer here. That was a mistake, right? It's supposed to be a destabilizer here and an injector here. But if we destroy the destabilizer, we do get it back because we have 512. Okay. So I could have kind of been doing this the whole time. My bad. It's a little less convenient because it, like, runs out of resources sometimes, but it's still there. It's still viable. I was also kind of in the mindset where I was, like, actually oversaturated on foam at the moment and couldn't actually use it. But now that we have all these converters and stuff, yeah, it's actually much more usable. Trying to be lean on the converters until I figure out exactly what I'm using stuff for. But we can afford another one of these. Costs a lot of red, but not too much. And we have an injector here. So it'd be great to just do this, do this, do this. I wonder if the slowdown is kind of useful for making sure that you can buy something expensive. Like this is 519. If this was like 508, and I had a 4 millisecond window to get the destabilizer up. I bet the yellow slowdown actually kind of helps that, but I don't know. It's definitely more for the the feeling of it, the lore, the odd aesthetic. So is this is a regular underground silo, right? I do kind of feel like I want to upgrade it if I can, real quick, and then we'll focus our efforts elsewhere. We don't have that much black, so away we go here. I know this is burning the foam, which we said we weren't gonna, but I'm mining pretty quickly. And Hell Vault is available, woo! Alright. And it would be even if we built this. So as soon as this pops off, we redo this, we'll get a bunch of red. We can keep our black rolling as well, it'd be great. Thank you, Spooky Stone. Okay, it popped, and it gave us chromolit, but not enough. Do we do it again? Yeah, we have plenty of foam now. Our foam... honestly, it's just our foam production stalled out. And now I feel like we're back online with that, I think. I don't really know. We can definitely fix some things. Yeah, we have our 4 key Hell Gem injectors. We have 3 of our... We need to put this Hell Vault down. Okay, I kind of wanted to put it by the Spooky Stone. I don't know, for some reason that felt fitting. Nice, we have kind of an indicator of where this thing is now. Not too close, I guess, but... right over here. It doesn't need fuel, just it's there. And now we're sitting at 1,000 of that stuff, which is great. Got to keep these fed. I don't have silos on all this stuff, so that's probably why we're actually kind of slowing down a bit here. Is this whole process. So our Hell Gem accumulation is pretty high, with all these guys being at the right area, so to speak. So you're going to see some progress there. I think we don't necessarily want to rush out of this green zone, though. Like, I could make these entropy 2, but that's not really the point of this part of it. I think just keeping the gems flowing and staying in the green area might be still pretty useful. Maybe I could upgrade one of the 4 blocks, but I don't want to upgrade all of them. It's kind of good to stagger them a little bit. So yeah, so we'll do Resonator 2, or even the combo is if we have these, if I upgrade this to a Hell Gem Destabilizer, which I think I can now that I did the thing. Thank you, Shiny Stone. Please write in the comments, thank you to Spooky Stone for its gift of Hollow. And you will be awarded with 1 Hollow Stone. Also, if you enjoy this series, of course, it helps to expand the reach, help other people see it, check it out. If you're interested, feel free to leave a like, a comment, or a subscribe on the video. I know it's like the typical YouTuber thing to say, but it does actually make a pretty big difference for what I've read. So, yeah, if you haven't yet done so, feel free. And yeah, I was just going to do the capacitor thing. This is a resonator. Now that we're at this tier, we don't have the injectors though, so as soon as we get past the injection stage, it won't really work so well, will it? Also, these are like level 1 fans, like level 2, so let's do that. Level 2 fan is kind of cool. Man, we get... I do... That's where I felt like... I said this a long time ago, but I feel like there should be just a different drop-down for each kind. Just a different category of building. Or little tabs at the top would be awesome. This is our quickest fix they could go with, though, I imagine. That's still workable. It just slows me down a little bit. I'm nowhere near 2 million, so I don't think I'm going to get another destabilizer, which makes me a bit more reluctant to get this. Yeah, it should work, right? I go here, and I go Resonator. Thank you, Spooky Stone. I did it again. I keep on making the wrong thing. All right, resonator. Bam. And then capacitor. Bam. And then break some rocks. I feel it. I have to make sure it's fueled. It is. Lovely. That's happening. That's kind of cool. Let's see, appreciate the little things a little bit more. Oh, this guy doesn't have a silo. That's actually really important. Now I can make more silos, I believe, because yeah, I have the requirements for it. That's great. So yeah, I'll put one in the middle here. Do we want to upgrade it? It's a bit expensive. But will mean we don't have to come up here as often, so that's kind of nice. And later we can get the Helium Gem Injector, but it doesn't really matter right now. Oh, this is not a Helium Gem Destabilizer, okay. So that's not going to do much. Well, that's fine. We got two that are working out great. And we'll be happy with that. If we get one more silo upgrade right here, then we could really just leave this area for a bit and it'll just do fine by itself. Go back later and we'll have made progress and we'll continue to kind of build out of the space and dig a little deeper here, which is cool. Anywho, what else can we afford? Hell Vault's out of reach right now, that's okay. Oh, we can now do the waypoint. That's a great note to end on for this episode. Let's see what the waypoint does. Refill all our stuff right now. Everything's been offline for a bit. That's my fault. We'll have level 2, a lot of level 2 silos pretty soon. Speaking of, I guess we want to silo these. Well, no, we don't, because we don't necessarily want to activate these that many times if we still need the foam power. Like this requires 1 million foam. That's going to cost a lot. I don't know. I'm not too sure. Oh, that's important. Okay. So what do we need to get this waypoint back online? Just a little bit of blue. Dropping it here. And of course we'll get the Annihilator in the future, but for right now we got a lot of good stuff, it looks like. Yeah, so getting a bunch of reflectors up on this is going to be useful. Shouldn't cost that much resource-wise. We just time our stuff right. Get a little chromolit here and there. Okay, so what we want to do... Thank you, Spooky Stone. Please comment, thank you, Spooky Stone, in the comments. Thank you, Spooky Stone. Alrighty. What we're going to do... So we're going to put a radar here. We're going to put a enrichment vat here. And just keep all these going. And then we can get rid of this one here and turn it into a silo. And yes, I know in general you won't want to keep this like activating all the time because it just costs a lot. But I feel like we're not actually getting chromolit all that frequently to that extent. And we do want to activate this and get the red pumping when we can. Maybe I will regret that, but worst case, it refills it like 2 or 3 times. It's not going to be the end of the world. So, now we should have enough for our waypoint. Black. Get our black back with this one. And when these blues and blacks pop, then we will go ahead and bring the waypoint back in and see what it does this time. Very cool. Yeah, we definitely need more than just the capacitor. If we can just get like a resonator 2 next to capacitor, I think that'll cover a lot of the ground. But whatever this is, it seems like it's made of thicker stuff because it's not breaking on capacitor immediately. I'm not sure if that's because no, I have the stuff to input. So is there a hell gem in here? I'm wondering if actually the foam blocks reject hell gems. I didn't even think about that. No, there's green in there. You see green next to gray. Okay. That would be kind of a weird mechanic, but it totally could make sense lore-wise. These things still seem chunky, and I'm wondering if I just don't have destabilizers in the right spots. There we go. Okay, the destabilizers are over here. I still need to get a destabilizer in this area. So there's supposed to be one right here that I must have deleted a long time ago. So my next Hell Gem destabilizer should go there. And that'll generally help me a lot in terms of rates. Alright, so at the very least it's industrial destabilizer, and that's all cool. But if I could get a Hell Gem destabilizer, I wouldn't hate that. It's going to cost 2 million though. It'll cost you. And everybody else is in foam, so it's not like these are less important. The ones that are in other locations. We'll just have to be patient. Alright. Black is back. Waypoint is looking good. Blue are sumps. We gotta keep the sumps going. Waypoint, waypoint. And then we'll be wrapping it up right after that. Thank you, Spooky Stone. One like equals one thank you for Spooky Stone. Somebody's gonna watch this in like 10 years and be like, what the heck are you talking? What are these archaic Facebook memes? Honestly, it's probably pretty outdated now. The boomer zoomer meta moves so quickly. Yeah, I understand how long things last in the context of how relevant they are, but how long do things last ironically? How long can you, like, fake meme about something? Hard to be sure. Maybe forever. I remember there's still some YouTube video, like stupid YouTube videos that I watched from like 20 years ago that I'd still laugh at today. Maybe not, definitely not as hard, but you know, it's not bad. Thank you, Spooky Stone. $262. Sump. Come on. Give me the blue. Suppose I might as well do a little bit of this action. $1 million. Yeah, so I could be creating a void. Every time you hear that chunk sound, it could be making a void. And as far as I know, that is an addition. Like, when they annihilate the celestial foam, they produces a void, and I think they also still do the fission thing, which would be nice. But I couldn't really tell you for sure. So we're just doing this. Alright, bam, bam, bam. It's annoying, I had this earlier, and I just burned a lot of blue since then, I guess. Because like all the injectors require blue, I know. It's for fuel. And then a few of these things are just so expensive. for various resources. 36k from the preheater, and blue doesn't make itself, you know? You have to kind of develop it. But, I mean, if we just threw down a preheater pretty soon, then that'll solve itself, right? It like quadruples, nearly quadruples the value. 3.5x is the value of a ring of things. Don't tease me, game. Give me my waypoint. What the heck does this do? All right. Behold. The TPU FA2. It's kind of cool looking. And... oh god. Teleports the next existing waypoint to you. What is happening? Like, if I had another waypoint up, let's say I built 2 of these, and I click this button and it teleports it right next to the other one, what does that accomplish exactly? Let's say I put a waypoint over here, and I have a waypoint here, and I click it. And that one, the first one goes to here, where the second one is, and eventually they're all grouped up. This sounds useless. I'm sure it's not, but I cannot understand what it's actually trying to do right now. So we're just going to ignore it and think on it for later on. If you guys have any ideas, let me know in the comments. But otherwise, we outie. We are good to wrap it up here. A little bit of blue can go a long way towards making another preheater for the sumps, which seems to be our kind of bottleneck right now, along with just general production. Because until we get these silos upgraded, we're going to need to make sure that we're babysitting this factory component a little bit more. Thank you, Spooky Stone. All right, that's a good place to end it on. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Appreciate your continued engagement, support, and interest in the series, and hope to do a bit more in the near future. Until next time, have a good night.